Hello everyone, and now welcome to a game between AccCreate and, well, a Chinese human player named Sky. Um, the obvious question that jumps out to me is this the real Sky, or is it someone just taking his name? The fact that he's using, the fact that it was W3, or not the W3 champions, or the replay site that labeled him as Sky, even though he is using this name here, makes me believe that this is in fact the Sky that we all know. 2005, 2006, 2007, 2008, back in the age of human dominance and perhaps too many towers. Let's see what these players are going to be bringing to the table here as, well, Night Elf opening things up with an Altar of Elders, Moonwell, and an Ancient of War out in front. Meanwhile, down to the south side here, we are looking at an Altar of Kings, Barracks. There's one farm. The second farm actually seems a little bit late, if non-existent. Alright, so there's a scout tower first before a farm. It's not going to be a very fast tech to tier 2, and his supply count is going to be staying at 21 over 24. Is there a scout farm somewhere else? Am I missing a farm somewhere? Alright. Oh, okay, nope, yep, off to the north. There was a proxy farm built in the base. That's not something we see very often anymore, the use of scout farms, because a Night Elf early on only has access to piercing damage and heroic damage. With those two types of damages, well, buildings are difficult to take out. So these farms are, well, used as scouting tools to know what exactly your opponent's hero is, and also to see what type of tech they are going to build. Normally, what happened in ages of old is you would build an ancient next to that farm, and that farm would just eventually get beaten down. But with the current meta the way it is, we're also seeing that there's not as many ancients actually inside the base until later on. That scout farm gets destroyed and human gets supply box. Yep, that is true, but is this bit of information, this scouting and this thorn in the side of Night Elf, worth it for as long as it is? That becomes the question, because ultimately we have to remember real-time strategy games are a game of seconds. You're really trying to get time advantage over your opponent. What does that time advantage look like? It looks like an economic advantage, it looks like a unit advantage, it looks like a hero level advantage, but all of that takes time. And if your opponent is forced to build or change his strategy just enough, is it worth that 80 gold and 20 lumber to buy a bit of time? So yeah, you guys leave comments below. You can let me know if I'm right. You can trash me if I'm wrong, because I'm not giving a full account. But right now we're looking at Human and Night Elf battling it up here. Level 2 Keeper of the Grove really racking up damage against the Footman here. Are we going to see a deny? We don't see the deny. The Treants or the Keeper of the Grove was able to get that last hit. Off to the north here, we're still looking Keeper of the Grove, still racking up damage. That Footman could end up getting killed, and yes, it does end up falling. Keeper of the Grove now about halfway, or nearly halfway, to level 3. Also has +3 to every single stat, as we see a lumber mill being placed down here. Alright, well, pretty much everything is pointing at this being Sky, as we see a Tree of Life now being placed down off over here. Did he lose his Tree of Life earlier? Oh my goodness, I believe the Night Elf actually lost his Tree of Life, or Ancient of War, had to build another one, and that's the reason why, well, he is so low on supply, even though, well, he was able to rack up so much. Are we going to see an entangle there? Yes, we do see an entangle, and the entangle does stop the attack. Nicely done here, as the Archmage going to go ahead and try to take down this Tree of Life. Ancient of War now cranking out some of those archers, as Militia now making their way out across the map as well. Keeper of the Grove has used a lot of his mana. Forest Troll Shadow Priest is out here as well, going to get in and abolish magic. Keeper of the Grove wants to get to level 3, as we see some massive repairs now getting underway. Without mana on that Keeper of the Grove, things can go sideways really quick. Where is that Archmage going? Trying to perhaps intercept where this Force Troll Shadow Priest wants to go eventually, and the Force Troll Shadow Priest actually double backing around the other way. Where are all of these militia going? They're heading back. Perhaps perhaps Sky didn't read the patch notes over the past 14 years. Those militia actually last a little bit less, don't last as long as they used to, as now we're looking at, well, all of these scout farms getting destroyed. All right, scout farms will end up putting Sky back in a negative supply block situation, but he does have his Expo running. Alexa, stop. Coming back through here, farm about to be taken down. Archmage still sitting at level 2, does have boots of speed. You see a Hunter's Hall being placed down, and now the Night Elf attempting to entangle this gold mine. Down to the south side here, well, Arcane Tower is nearly done. This one is also going to be upgrading to an Arcane Tower with a farm to try and make this narrow passageway come together. Now, another obvious change over the years that Sky may not be aware of is you can no longer call to arms at your Expo unless you upgrade your Expo to Tier 2. Only your starting town hall has the ability to call to arms. Subsequent town halls do not have that ability. We can see that Sky is sitting on a large amount of gold and training up more peasants. Tech to Tier 2 has not yet begun, as we see a second lumber mill being placed down to try and speed up that lumber harvesting. All right, the way this game is going, and the way the game is being played, I have to believe that this is the Sky of old, and we'll see what old tricks have become new in the time that he has been away from the game. Those scout farms, well, very, very old tricks indeed, but easily cleaned up. Ancient of Wars being built out, and Night Elf actually moving out with dual Ancients of Lore now as the tech to Tier 2 is completed. Archmage is in a little bit of trouble as he's only sitting at level 2. Keeper of the Grove is already at level 3, so he'll be able to continue to clear out much more difficult creep camps as the Night Elf picks up a Naga Sea Witch as that second hero. Meanwhile, Archmage is, well, trying to figure out what to do here. We can see that Wisp about to get taken down. That Goblin Zeppelin just picking up, dropping off, perhaps going to try and grab a Goblin Shredder. That is the case right there. So orders for the Footmen, run in amongst all of these units, hire up a Goblin Zeppelin and a Goblin Shredder, and, well, get that Shredder back to work. That Shredder gonna, well, get detonated right there. And we'll see if this Goblin Shredder gets meted and greeted by the Night Elf army. All right, Goblin Shredder already looking to double back around. We're looking at the Archmage trying to clear up the remainder of this Sasquatch creep camp as the Night Elf and the Naga Sea Witch now making their way towards the main base. We do see some guard towers, no masonry upgrade, plenty of gold to sit on. Towers are going to get quickly canceled here. One arcane tower is operational, and that is it, as the Goblin Shredder, well, is in position, but gets some cold arrows and may get shut down. Archmage still sitting at level 2, and now it's going to look into a fight here. We see, well, a Staff of Preservation that actually brings the archer back home and into danger. Night Elf now looking to knock on the door here. One guard tower, one arcane tower, as those treants are going to get cleaned up. Militia are fighting back. Naga Sea Witch gets up to level 2 as the Footmen are now trying to clean up some of these bases as well. Goblin Zeppelin is nearby, trying to put pressure onto the Tree of Ages, who is getting Nature's Blessing. And meanwhile, down to the south side here, still mining freely as pressure is coming in on both sides, and the Keeper of the Grove opens up the base with a summoning of those treants. Now Arcane Tower needs to focus back onto the Naga Sea Witch. I'm waiting for it there, going quickly after that Keeper of the Grove first. Anytime you're able to hit anything with mana is a big deal, but nah, yeah, well, I guess the Dryad with piercing damage still works out a bit well, as the units are going to get cleaned up here. Massive repairs still getting underway. Forest Troll Shadow Priest trying to put in across, as the Scroll of Town Portal now retreating all the way back. Even with that level, with the Nature's Blessing and additional armor, still needs the Scroll of Town Portal to defend, as a couple of these water elementals need to get taken down. All right, dissolving into nothing here. Additional moonwells being placed and built off to the side to try and protect those wisps. Classic problem of Sky is he's spending his gold. 1,300 gold in the bank right now. as he is now teching the keep and going into a Griffin Aviary. All right, so a big tech swap here, or a big tech jump here. We're going to be looking at a bunch of perhaps Dragonhawk Riders or Griffins in just a moment. Back when I remember saying that back in the day with the introduction of the Griffin Aviary being able to be built at tier 2, it made Griffins that much more powerful, as you were able to immediately start production once you got to castle if you wanted. Now we are looking at triple peasants trying to repair here, and now they're going to try and retreat back. Only 2 peasants were on the gold mine. Interesting, curious choice to actually speed build with peasants from the lumber line here, as we are getting level 1 masonry upgrades. All right, where is the rest of the army? More treants are coming online here. The Griffins are not, or Dragonhawk Riders are not being trained up, and a lot of damage is being dealt back. We are looking at Blacksmith as well. Goblin Shredder working hard. Mountain King picking up plenty of items here. But where is exactly that human army? 41 over 42 supply. That is it. A new barracks will need to be placed down if you want to get animal war training, as Dragonhawk Riders are now slowly being trained up. We can see that the loss of those earlier 2 scout farms maybe is causing some supply issues for Sky here, but perhaps just like indifference as to whether or not he should be building farms at all, it would be the bigger indicator. Griffin Aviary, while currently getting repaired, we can see another Scroll Town Portal trying to retreat back. Forest Troll Shadow Priest, Stormbolt onto the Forest Troll Shadow Priest, but not finishing it off. It looked like it could have been easily taken down, as the Goblin Zeppelin is looking to retreat. Trying to fly high in the air over this tree line, and now losing line of sight. We are at Castle. We are gilding up, well, Workshop. Sky rebuilding that barracks, and it looks like Sky is playing Sim City more than Warcraft 3, as multiple buildings have been taken down and constantly need to be rebuilt. Claws of Attack +8 for that Keeper of the Grove. Staff of Preservation gonna send a unit home here. Naga Sea Witch gonna regenerate some mana and perhaps get ready. Meanwhile, Mountain King, Archmage only sitting at level 2 right now. Keeper of the Grove is at level 4. Naga Sea Witch is at level 2, nearly at level 3. So a major hero level advantage for the Night Elf, who also now has an Orb of Venom strategy going on that Naga Sea Witch. Are we perhaps going to see a Priestess of the Moon, True Shot Aura as well, with the Keeper of the Grove also getting some Orbs of Venom? That is always some nasty plays as well. Scroll of the Beast should be picked up there, and may not be that useful as a potion of greater healing or anything of that nature, but we're going to be looking at the Goblin Zeppelin now being forced to retreat back. Did Scroll of the Beast get picked up? I believe so, yes, as the Mountain King now runs out. All right, plenty of guard towers here, more buildings being placed down. Goblin Zeppelin, a bit on fire, as the Mountain King could try and put pressure on this Tree of Life. Real World Elite Sky. All right, so it is indeed the real World Elite Sky. Watching him play reminds me of strategies of old. I had no doubt after watching this for about 5 minutes. The particular older play style, the large towers, the masonry upgrades, the scout farms, right? And the large bank that Sky is using to get into the late game, while purposely staying in no upkeep this entire time, trying to minimize losses, but he is actually feeding a good amount of experience to his opponent, and that could spell eventual trouble. All right, are we going to be looking at a little bit of damage here? There's a Stormbolt onto the Naga Sea Witch. Mountain King does have Boots of Speed and plenty of items, so Sky is, well, trying to retreat back here and, well, I guess try and find his footing. Meanwhile, Keeper of the Grove gonna go after this Dire Frost Wolf creep camp with this Granite Golem. Bit of chaos, roar damage here, and that bit of slow poison does mean that the Dire Frost Wolf does move a bit more slowly. More roar, more denying, as the Granite Golem trying to take down all of these treants, and a little bit of slow poison could, well, slow poison could affect how much that Force of Nature is actually Yeah, so the speed, the attack damage is also slower. So Warsong Battle Drums, a big item there. Circlet of Nobility dropped and destroyed instead of the Ring of Superiority. I gotta believe that was a mistake there. No real reason to do that at all. All right, 70 supply over 72. This is that burst into low upkeep that we've seen from older veteran human players. We are looking at them just trying to burst into here, gonna be able to build up an 80 supply army here in just a moment. Animal war training is now done, and in comes the engagement. Mana burn from the Demon Hunter as the third and final hero. He does also have an orb of venom. That was not the hero that I was expecting, but we all know how powerful mana burn can be. Circuit guard, yeah. Questionable moves around. Dryad's going to be able to slowly pick off one footman. Keeper of the Grove stalls the other as the Keeper of the Grove at level 5 now having access to, well, hasn't trained a level 3 talent yet. Not quite sure why. I doubt it will be Thorns or nope, finally goes into Entangled. Mortar teams are ready here. More Griffins getting trained up. As well, level 1 weapons upgrade for the mortar teams and fly machines if they are trained. No riflemen out here. Instead, going for a lot more piercing damage and siege damage, perhaps to try and combat against those Dryads. Archmage sitting at level 3, gonna go after this rogue wizard creep camp. It is green. It should be easy. Well, you say that. A level 3 Archmage does have a little bit of difficulty trying to clear a creep camp by himself, especially without even any water elementals, as frost armor now being applied around the board. All right, Dragon Hawk Riders still, well, combing the skies, so to speak, as Sky is back up to 1,000 or 1,200 gold again. Keeper of the Grove not too far either, or excuse me, Night Elf not too far either, sitting at 66 supply and also having 1,200 gold. And we're looking at the Demon Hunter getting up to level 3 as well. So the Demon Hunter, the third hero for the Night Elf, is the same level as the first hero coming in from human. That is, well, a big deal indeed. Paladin does get up to level 2, hasn't shown a second ability yet, but just look at the items on Sky's heroes. All 3 heroes are completely maxed out on items, and many of those items are consumable items, allowing the Mountain King, the Paladin, and the Archmage to stick around in these fights longer. Also, we see a number of scrolls of healing. So with all of these scrolls of healing, even these Dragonhawk riders, unless there's a lot of focus fire, can end up surviving there. There goes one Dragonhawk or one Dryad quickly taken down. Mortar teams are just splashing across multiple units. Water elementals getting splashed down there. There's a scroll of protection, and here's a problem. That scroll of protection, if you try and have it be removed by the Dryad, they're going to be standing still, and then they're just trying to abolish magic forever and a day, which is exactly, well, what you kind of want. Fork Lightning, well, melting down and shocking up that back line as the Mountain King gets up to level 3. Naga Sewage about to get taken down, no able to survive. Demon Hunter gets another mana burn off as the mortar teams are trying to slowly get away. Staff of Sanctuary saves another mortar team here. Demon Hunter trying to stay alive, buys a potion of healing. He gets Staff of Preservation back out as the Keeper of the Grove is pretty much now by himself. 78 supply compared to 58, and this is Sky's strength, being able to retrain up and rebuild his army in the middle of the fight. Both sides have lost a lot, but you can see that, well, Sky's supply is still at 74 over 84 after all this time. Meanwhile, the Keeper of the Grove trying to retreat away, anti-magic shell in order to stay alive and be able to not get storm bolted down, as we're looking at the Dragonhawk Riders with 2-0 upgrades going after units. Staff of Preservation, Fork Lightning going back the other way. Still one scroll of healing on that Paladin. Mountain King doesn't have that much mana, has plenty of hit points though, could easily use a potion of healing, as we see another Staff of Preservation there. 82 supply over 66. It doesn't, well, actually needs a couple of units to get taken down to avoid upkeep, as the Druid of the Claws are getting taken down. Paladin could be in trouble, down to 120 hit points, uses a scroll of healing, should be forced to use a potion of lesser invulnerability, doesn't use it, and now level 4 on the Archmage, level 3 on the Mountain, I believe the Mountain King's been at level 3, but the Paladin is out of the fight. All right, more units are trying to rejoin in, retrain up here. 81 supply after compared to 66 here, as both sides are fighting their way through. Griffins are out here on the battlefield. They could easily finish off some of these bears, and we're gonna see a level up on this Mountain King pretty quickly, as the Goblin Zeppelin micro now coming into play as well. Orb of Venom on that Demon Hunter, allowing for some air attacks. We can see the Archmage could be in trouble. Finally, using that Scroll of Town Portal, are we going to see the Mountain King get taken down to 43 hit points? He gets taken down a split second later. One bear was lost, but, well, it seems like Sky really just overstayed his welcome by about 4 seconds. The Mountain King didn't need to go back. The Griffins could have finished off the bear, and I would have given a clear-cut win for Sky in that battle. Now, with the losses a bit more even, we're going to have to see how the Night Elf bounces back, as his hero levels are, as his heroes are about to level up again. Paladin out here on the battlefield. Mountain King resurrected the expensive way, as we see some scrolls of regeneration, clarity potions, and now Archmage. There is, well, still some potions of healing, but that is it. Are we going to see an engagement? There goes, well, one dead mortar team getting taken down quickly, and now without any mana to Stormbolt, the Demon Hunter is able to just run around freely. Dragonhawk Riders trying to focus down some more units. Are we going to see some units taken down? Keeper of the Grove down to 100 and... Ooh, down to 35 hit points. I don't know if the hammer, the killing hammer, or the, well, whatever the Dragonhawk Rider, the killing spear was about to be delivered, but that Scroll of Town Portal, a split second difference, and now, well, we have an alive level 5 Keeper of the Grove at full hit points instead of a dead one and perhaps a leveled up Paladin. That would have been the case. All right. Fairy Dragon looking to retreat back. Is this going to be enough to give level 3 to the Paladin? No, it is not. 7 experience shy still. Griffin Riders have 2-0 upgrades, but the Dryads have 2-3 upgrades, so really out-damaging the opponent. And that is before you account for the Warsong Battle Drums, as well as bonus damage. Ring of Protection +4, that could be given, yeah, Demon Hunter or Keeper of the Grove. Both could use a little bit more, well, durability. But Keeper of the Grove, I guess, wants it first. All right, Tree of Life over here at the top side, quickly getting scouted out and revealed and gonna be taken down. Meanwhile, we can see a bunch of scout towers and cannon towers gonna be canceled. So trading one operational base compared to the start of another base, Sky will take to that trade all game long. All right, main gold mines have mined out. Expo Gold Mines has about a minute left, or a minute and a half and 4 minutes left. So what you see is what you're going to get here from these armies. Night Elf does have superior hero levels, has superior upgrades, but who has the superior backstory? It would have to be Sky. All right, Dragonhawk Riders going after trying to get some free experience off of those forces of nature that were left behind here, as the Night Elf army ready to move down. Now, what are both sides trying to do? Both sides are trying to, well, gently tip things in their favor. Well, Sky had originally tried to use a bunch of consumable items as the way to really outlast against his opponent. With those scrolls of protection, with the scroll of protection, with the scrolls of healing, perhaps that would have been enough to outlast and get a bit of that, well, time advantage, keeping your army alive just a little bit longer, and then that would translate into even more damage. All right, what's happening here? Scrolls of healing, but a main attack now on the front side. Naga Sea Witch having Mana Shield as its ability. Level 1 Mana Shield I'm coming across here as we're looking at perhaps a couple of treants could just get easily taken down. Little bit of scroller protection. There's a bit of roar, and here we go into the battle. Fork Lightning coming back across. Mortar Team trying to splash down, taking down some Dryads pretty much in a moment. All right, Mortar Team's actually finding a good spot to be in, a little bit away from all of these Druids of the Claw, but the Druids of the Claw finally getting into position here. More splash damage coming in from these Mortar Teams. Militia now trying to join in on the battle. The Forest is alive, coming to attack these Mortar Teams too. 66 supply compared to 77. Units are retreating back. Demon Hunter could be in trouble. Down to 39, down to dead, stunned and unable to drink that potion of healing. More damage getting racked up. However, Keeper of the Grove able to constantly and consistently use those entangles to pick off these low hit point backline units. Griffin's now on the move here. 71 supply compared to 72, as well damage is going to get racked up here. Tree of Life suffering a little bit of damage, but that is only piercing magic damage and heroic damage. Not going to be able to take it out quickly, especially with that Nature's Blessing and now repairs coming online. Dryads, however, are getting finished off here. Level 5 now on the Archmage. Our Staff of Sanctuary saves one, but 3 other low hit point Dragonhawk Riders, as the Keeper of the Grove does have now Tranquility, but is he gonna? He can't really use it in battle. Keeper of the Grove down to 302 hit points. He's gonna get Staff of Sanctuary back out, and this battle is still going strong. 57 supply compared to 62. Yes, Night Elf has the supply advantage, but it doesn't really translate into the army advantage just quite yet, as so many of the units were Staff of Preservation back home and not in the fight. Naga Sea Witch about to get taken out. No, Staff of Preservation for the save again. Round robin of Staff of Preservation, as the Moonwells all around everywhere are giving plenty of healing opportunities to the Night Elf. All right, Naga Sea Witch down to 130, down to 81. Are we going to see Mountain King? Mountain King trying to get a no lucky bash. They're going to turn things back around. Naga Sea Witch comes across these Moonwells and able to drink up nicely. Mountain King gets off a Stormbolt here, and well, it looks as though the Naga Sea Witch is about to get taken down. 1 or 2 more shots. No, turns on Mana Shield in order to stay alive. All right, Mana Shield, another ability that has changed drastically since Sky has played, and perhaps the fact that the Mana Shield no longer needs mana to maintain itself, a big enough difference there. Mountain King looking to try and finish things off. Mountain King unable to Stormbolt down that Naga Sea Witch, as we see another Entangle go down and another Staff of Sanctuary send that Naga Sea Witch back home. All right, Demon Hunter back out in play. Perhaps going to get another mana burn onto that Mountain King. Archmage trying to come back around the other way, trying to look for that Naga Sea Witch. Naga Sea Witch up to 350 hit points, as he does get a rejuvenation. And now that, well, Naga Sea Witch is just alive and well. Mountain King, I don't believe he got off a mana burn or a Stormbolt on anyone particular, as we see a Holy Light trying to save the Dragonhawk Riders here. Massive retreat back, 39 supply compared to 50. Beautiful, beautiful play by the Night Elf. The Night Elf is, well, boxed up against a corner right now. So if he's not careful, things can go badly for him. And that is just what happened. Mountain King just gets enough mana, being close to the Archmage. And with that now, that Stormbolt really delivered quite a devastating blow there. Fork Lightning trying to split back every which way. Potion of Invulnerability on the Paladin. Mountain King could be in trouble. Mountain King down to 23 hit points. Is he going to get shot in the back? What is it doing? Naga Sea Witch there. How come that Mountain King is still alive? I do not know. It looked like the Paladin was in the process of trying to get a Holy Light onto the Mountain King, unable to do exactly that. There's a scroll, no scroll of regeneration. Stormbolt back onto the Demon Hunter, and now with a scroll of regeneration here, well, that Demon Hunter has no business trying to come inside this base. Selling of items, 35 supply compared to 41. Level 5, level 5, level 4, going up against a dead level 6 Keeper of the Grove, a level 5 Naga Sea Witch, and a level 4 Demon Hunter. Important to note that gold is limited, but the resurrection has already been started. Human has no more workers, so it is pure army. Yes, so Sky actually has the larger army by far. Fork Lightning there. There goes another bear. And now the 3 heroes may be able to overwhelm while the Keeper of the Grove is away. Staff of Preservation for the save here. Mountain King trying to go after more units. Abolish magic. There's a Staff of Sanctuary bringing the Mountain King. No, bringing another unit back. Mountain King still in that frontline spot as the trees are alive, well, with plenty of damage. Naga Sea Witch, well, loses all of his mana suddenly, or her mana suddenly, with the Mountain King's Stormbolt, and, well, having Mana Shield turned on. Units still trying to retreat back. Plenty of Griffins out on the battlefield. Needs more Dragonhawk Riders, though, as the Griffins cannot do any real damage against these Dryads. Mountain King trying to go up against the Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter uses a Potion of Healing. More Holy Light coming back around. Paladin wandering around here. And if you're wondering how come there's so much mana, we are looking at level 3 Brilliance Aura over level 2 Water and level 2 Water Elementals. The Water Elemental is going to get abolished down really quickly, but the Mountain King is just going to constantly get more and more mana at a very, very fast rate. Naga Sea Witch still trying to fight back the other way here. And we see a Stormbolt. Naga Sea Witch about to get taken down. Where is it going to try and run off to? Staff of Sanctuary saves the Griffin again as the Mountain King tries to close in on that distance. The Dryads actually leave the Mountain King alone. The Mountain King does have Boots of Speed, is able to catch up here as the Archmage could be in a little bit of trouble. Drops a Water Elemental, goes back around as the Dryads could easily just abolish that down anyways. All right, Potion of Lesser Invulnerability. Naga Sea Witch has really nowhere to run. Buys a potion, no, doesn't buy the Potion of Invisibility. Just trying to get away. Has about 7 seconds. Are we going to see a Holy Light Staff of Preservation there? And what is going on in this game? 31 supply army compared to 28, as we are looking at the top left. Tree of Eternity has transplanted itself and now entangled a gold mine. Naga Sea Witch falls at level 5. Mountain King gets up to level 6. Keeper of the Grove was unable to keep all of the units alive as the Dryads are picking apart that Dragonhawk Rider, but the Dragonhawk Rider able to hang back there. Mountain King still not enough mana to finish those units off. Low hit point Dryads trying to get away. It looks like it will work as the bash, the lucky bash, it could be enough here. There's a Holy Light, there's a Staff of Sanctuary as the Archmage able to stay alive a little while longer. Mountain King trying to close in on this distance, microing every which way. Is the Naga Sea, where is the Naga Sea Witch? Naga Sea Witch, I think it knocked out. It says it's alive on the map, but I thought it was taken out. There's another Stormbolt going down under the Keeper of the Grove, and level 3 Brilliance Aura really being the thing. Archmage quickly uses the Scroll of Town Portal with only 50 hit points left and able to retreat back. All right, back at home. Paladin sitting at level 4, getting that Staff of Sanctuary going. Meanwhile, there's only one Staff of Sanctuary. Lower hit point Griffin now trying to hide off in the side here. Perhaps they're going to be able to stay alive as the Dragonhawk Rider, well, needs to get healed up. All of these units need to heal up as well. Now, Scroll of Regeneration, healing up all of these units. Army size, 31 supply compared to 30. Naga Sea Witch, no, Demon Hunter getting resurrected. Naga Sea Witch out for the count. Night Elf does have income, but right now, well, level 6 Mountain King going up against a solo level 6 Keeper of the Grove. There's a window of opportunity for Sky to close this door, and that's exactly what he's trying to do. Well, fighting where all your infrastructure is, but not at your most vulnerable, what you need to stay alive. Night Elf may end up well, regretting not being able to keep this alive here. All right, are we going to see a little bit more healing going on? Water Elementals joining in on the battle. This entangled gold mine could get taken down here in just a moment. Wisp now coming across. There's some detonation as now limited mining here in the base that will end up getting taken down. All right, now trying to go after this tree. Returning here, Stormbolt onto the Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter could get Staff of Preservation back home. There's a Thunderclap. There's the Staff of Preservation right next to him. You got to remember, Tree of Eternity, we've seen this happen time and time again. Staff of Preservation, while fighting next to the Tree of Eternity that's been transplanted, often causes confusions for Night Elf players, as the Staff of Preservation doesn't preserve anything. coming back around. Mountain King still looking to fight here. They're going to get in a big thunderclap, slowing down all of these units. Holy light right there, as the Griffins are now going to be in trouble, I believe, or not Griffins, the Bears are going to be in trouble with those Griffins able to focus fire down those units. One bear down, two bears down. A third bear could get taken down as the Keeper of the Grove uses a anti-magic potion, and now the Paladin needs to get away. Paladin could get taken down. He is taken down. Now the glue holding the human army together is a bit lost. Are we going to see some more damage getting racked up there? Stormbolt finishes off the Keeper of the Grove, and now the Mountain King trading, constantly trading, still working out well. The Griffins going after more of those bears. Bears trying to go after the Mountain King. Mountain King gets in a big Stormbolt here. I believe that bear will get taken down, and the Mountain King is still fighting back the other way. Dryads not trying to abolish this Mountain King sitting at level 7. Archmage sitting at level 6. Has mass teleport as the units all retreating back again. All right, back off to the north. Mining getting underway. 17 supply compared to 14. Sky has not been mining for about what feels like close to 8 minutes now. But with 2 heroes out here on the battlefield, could be enough. Staff of Sanctuary was sold for some more consumable items. Dryads now coming across here. There's a big thunderclap right as the Wisps came out. Sky with those crazy fast reflexes, able to try and do a little bit much there as both sides are fighting, trying to get every little bit of gold as the Archmage is fighting here. What's going to happen? There's a thunderclap. No more Wisp, or actually only one more worker. Water Elemental now dropping down as we're still fighting every which way. All right, we need to see a little bit of damage. We're going to see the Knight or the Archmage get taken down, so every other hero is going to be lost, but the Mountain King is still alive. All right, Mountain King, is he going to be able to fend off against 3 Dryads as the Ancient of War now making its way over? What is the Mountain King doing taking down this entangled gold mine? There's no reason to attack it yet, as there's no real danger. All right, what is happening here? Mountain King may end up dying here, and I think this is going to be the game with... a Griffin, a Soul Griffin versus 3 Dryads. No more mining possible. All heroes are dead. I don't even know how to wrap up this game. This game is... all I can say is we saw a beautiful, entertaining game, sloppy at times with beautiful micro at others, in an unpredictable ending. Could have been a draw? No, I don't think it could have been a draw. Well, actually, it could not have been a draw because I think Night Elf could still mine. I think there was still 1 Wisp out on the board, and there's nothing that the Griffin could do to take down the Wisp before the Dryads took down the Griffin. And then with that, with an economy going again for the Night Elf, Sky has nothing to do. All right, all I got to say is thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Leave your comments below.